What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. The band is finally back together again with my guest Soul and Ignacio. How you doing today, fellas?
Oh, we're good. We're like Blink 182. We're back again for the tour.
I just got done cleaning my bathroom. The little shitstorm I left in there after watching Triple Mania 3. It was a mess.
Oh my goodness, you are. you kudos to you, my friend, for actually doing
Triple
that.
Mania 30. I'm sorry, Triple Mania 30. I'm sorry.
Oh yes, we have to get this correct.
You don't want to get that wrong.
There's 30 other shangangs that everybody loves that we must abide by.
I'm sure that was pay-per-view of the year for you, Ignacio. So we can't wait to get into that for sure. So obviously, yeah, we've got a jam-packed episode for you guys. We'll just hot off the press with some of the news that's been breaking out the past 24 hours, such as WWE canceling basically the day one pay-per-view, and as well as they're looking to nix certain pay-per-views from the calendar. So we're going to be talking about that and what we would like to see return. We're going to be getting Soul's take on Bray Wyatt's return. We spoke to Soul, Ignacio, sorry, regarding his thoughts on it. So we're obviously going to get Soul's take.
I don't know if you can see that we got us confused. My awesome looking charm with this bald-headed twat.
What?
Where'd that come from?
Was that a shot? Was that a shot fired at me?
Whoa, did I hear a shot? I like that word, shot. That's my favorite word.
What? What did I ever do to deserve this, Soul?
You said I had a hand injury on the last show when I said the spinner belt was the best looking WWE World Championship as it is.
Well, have you gotten that checked out yet?
I have.
You obviously still believe that.
Well, I have had it checked out, and it appears that I am fighting fit, as they say, and it seems like all the fans in that video clip agree with me, and I like to christen them now, my fans of myself, the Soul Sessions. I now christen you, my society. You are the Soul Society. And if you love myself, you are part of the Soul Society. I appreciate you all. You all of the society.
Okay,
making me sick.
It's that was very Chris Jericho centric right there, I must say. Fair enough. I didn't even get through the intro yet, but anyway, whatever. And we're talking of cringeworthy promo. We're gonna be Ignacio's gonna be talking about Triple Mania as well. So yeah, we got a stacked show, guys, ladies and gentlemen. Before we start, obviously make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram and all that good stuff. Without further ado, let us take it to the table. All right, I was panicking there. I couldn't find the intro. All right, cool. Anyway, moving straight on. So yes, we're going to start off with the latest breaking news from the WWE's camp. Basically, they've canceled their day one pay-per-view, which is what they started this year on January 1st, where Brock Lesnar obviously beat Big E for the WWE Championship. It was Big E, Kevin Owens, was it Seth Rollins as well?
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar was added to the fold because it was meant to originally face Roman Reigns. That got nixed because he got COVID. So he got added to that, and yeah, we all know what happened from this since then. But right now, yeah, let's talk about they've not only canceled that pay-per-view, but they have now announced that they're looking to limit or reduce the amount of gimmick pay-per-views, as well as host more international shows, which is I'm all here for, I must say. No more TLCs, no more Hell in a Cells, no more no more what's the other one? Is it Hell in a Cell?
Hell in a Cell,
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules for that matter.
Yeah. So
the Bang.
So yeah, I'm all happy. It's that model is way outdated. So I'm glad that it's starting with that. And especially with the international shows, I mean, it's proof. The proof is in the pudding, right? With Clash of the Castle, massive success for the business and a great show to boot as well. Yeah, it's look at the branch out other than just being going strictly to Saudi Arabia, and that's about it. So my question to you guys are you happy with these changes? And if so, what could you see in the what pay-per-views would you like to see, either return or a concept that you would like to see into that will be introduced into WWE's pay-per-view schedule? Let's start with Ignacio.
Boo, boo, boo. You're a shit leader than Liz Truss, man. Jesus Christ.
Anyway, well, I mean, I think eliminating the gimmick matches is good because it gives them the opportunity to build more of a story leading into whatever gimmick match they want to do. Like, for example, 4 Hell in a Cell, right? Instead of having one pay-per-view with 4 Hell in a Cell matches or whatever it was in the last one that they had. Money in the Bank at one point was kind of like a WrestleMania staple. And even though I'm not really a big fan of the concept, they can eliminate that as a pay-per-view and then make that another WrestleMania staple or bring it to SummerSlam or whatever. So it gives them the opportunity to tell more stories instead of, because now everybody knows when Hell in a Cell is coming around and TLC and all that stuff. And, you know, and most of the time when they build to those main events for those pay-per-views, it's maybe like a month build. Well, now they get the opportunity to tell like a 3-month build leading into, let's say, a Hell in a Cell match at, you know, SummerSlam or whatever, or WrestleMania or whatever they want to do whenever they want to do it. So, and as far as like the opportunity to, or them expressing interest to go to other countries and stuff, you just mentioned that the success that they had at Clash of the Castle in the UK, even though it is expensive, the logistics in itself is expensive for those type of, you know, events and pay-per-views. But, you know, I don't know much money they made off of it, but I'm pretty sure it paid off tenfold or 100-fold.
100%. 100%.
So, yeah, like, you know, they go to Canada pretty often, you know, but going more to the UK, I think this was a test run. Clash of the Castle was a test run, whether they can have a successful WrestleMania over there or not. And I think it's very feasible. I think they realized that it is very feasible for them to do a profitable WrestleMania over there, because it's not like nobody from the United States is going to go over there and not see a WrestleMania in the UK. They have the stadium for it, and they have the fan interest for it. So I would venture to say that maybe within the next, I know this coming year it's in Los Angeles and then it's Philadelphia for 40. But I think maybe 41, 42 leading into there, you're going to see probably a WrestleMania in the UK. When's the last time they went to South America? You know what I mean? And all these countries that they still have a strong fan base, you know. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see where they go. And not that they haven't done a good job as far as growing their audience in other countries, because they've done stuff like in India, for example. They have a big fan base over there. But this is another opportunity to even further grow their fan base, and another opportunity for Triple H to show everyone what he can do globally.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's definitely a great time to branch out. It's there's no reason not to. I mean, they always tout that they are, like, you know, this global entity that, you know, for sports entertainment. Well, why not prove it? You know,
Sure.
go to these different places. Even that show, was it Super Showdown when it was in Australia? That was huge success for them.
Sure, yeah.
So, you know, there's no reason for them to not branch out. I think the last time they went to South America, going on with what you said, I think wasn't it New Year's Revolution. I think there was. I think it was the one when Edge won the title. I think that one was that. Or no, Carlito wasn't. Yeah, I think it was that same one that Edge cashed in and he won the WWE title. That was in, I think, Mexico or something like that, if I recall.
Puerto Rico, I think maybe Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, that's the one.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah,
well, I mean, it's been a while. You know, it's been
100%.
a while, so.
Oh yeah, 100%. What about you, Saul? What's your thoughts on this? Would you miss the gimmick pay-per-views?
Oh no, it's about goddamn time they got rid of all this shit.
Yeah.
I mean, Hell in a Cell means jack shit. It's a red neon cage. That didn't need its whole show dedicated. Extreme Rules TLC don't mean shit. Off of them. The only ones I would keep. I mean, the Rumble's a standard. That's not going anywhere. That's 5 minutes.
Oh yeah.
I would keep Money in the Bank and Elimination Chamber.
Really? Okay.
Because I feel like Elimination Chamber before WrestleMania is actually a really big thing. Like, we've seen some great stuff from that. You know, Undertaker entering and then he got super kick by Shawn in the chamber as well. That was some great stuff. The initial one as well. Really good stuff from the Elimination Chamber. It's always a good setup. Help also set up Kofi Mania as well with that standpoint. It was really good to have
Kofi Mania.
Oh, that's off, you old twat.
No, wait. I mean, I don't think. Do we have a? Because wasn't there a chamber at Crown Jewel?
Yeah, there was.
So there hasn't been a chamber pay-per-view this year, I don't think.
No, not to my knowledge. I think they say, but I feel like it's a good structure to have around a pay-per-view. I'm like Hell in a Cell. I don't think, because Hell in a Cell also means nothing in the recent age.
It doesn't mean anything now. You're right.
The last one was Triple H and Undertaker at Mania. That was the last, in my mind, great Hell in a Cell. Yeah. When it actually meant something, and not just being like, I'm just going to fight you in a cage. That apparently you can get DQ'd in Seth Rollins and The Fiend. Apparently so.
Well, wait a minute. There was a chamber match this year, because that's how Bobby Lashley lost the title.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was at Crown Jewel. It wasn't.
Was that Crown Jewel?
Yeah, it wasn't Saudi. And Money in the Bank as well, I feel like, is a concept that can have good build itself being a show as well. As long as they stop doing the goddamn thing of having the women win it, the bank, and then cash it in immediately the same night out. That I'm getting real sick of that. That's so predictable, man. What the hell? Yeah. But I mean, ones I want to bring back. I want to bring back Taboo Tuesday. Come on now, bring back Taboo Tuesday. Let's have them try and do an actual public vote, and Reddit hijacks it. So we'll see, like, I don't know. We'll have Veer Mahan take on Roman Reigns for the championship. Come on, Reddit. I know you can do great things. It's time for change, brothers. And some of the ones I want to see come back, I want to see Armageddon. That's the one Jeff Hardy won and had that cool Cassie stuff, right? Yeah. Bring that back.
It's got a cool title, a cool vibe to it. So I gotta agree with them. The ones I want them to bring back are they're the ones on NXT, and they've kind of perverted them already. I mean, like Great American Bash. Yeah, that was a Dusty staple, and also I was a real big fan of Halloween Havoc, and that was kind of like everybody used to say back in the day, WCW, the Starrcade was the big show. I think after the last maybe 4 or 5 years, like WCW, well, when the NWO probably started around there, that I think Halloween Havoc became their big show because of the I think that Halloween Havoc always had the best card. So that's where DDP and Goldberg, Hulk and Savage, and Starrcade had Piper, and Starrcade had Sting and Hogan finally, whatever. But I think Halloween Havoc was their staple. But now they got it on NXT 2.479, and it's crap now. But I wish they would bring those back to the main roster. But it doesn't seem like that's going to happen anytime soon. And I think they could probably do well with a good October pay-per-view. So maybe they could bring Halloween Havoc up to October and get rid of Extreme Rules.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I would be happy with them to actually bring those back and then just bring back the takeovers for NXT. They might as well just do that and just switch them around. But like you said, I don't think they're gonna, because right now even the one that the Halloween Havoc that's happening on for NXT, it's just pretty much out of nowhere. I mean, I know it's obviously meant to be because it's Halloween, but it's just shoehorned in. Whereas a takeover is meant to be the culmination of everything that's going on in the show. So I wouldn't mind them switching back. You guys mentioned 2 of my shows that I would like to see back already, which is Armageddon, definitely. I mentioned I would like to see New Year's Revolution to come back. That'll be that. I used to love that. That would be the one exception I would have for them to have 2 pay-per-views in 1 month, to a New Year's Revolution and a Royal Rumble. I'd be fine with that. The other one I would like them to bring back as its own pay-per-view instead of just shoehorning it on Raw, King of the Ring. I feel like that was a really cool concept. In terms, you get to see these wrestlers have these wear and tear. They're fighting 2-3 times a night, the same night, I should say. And there was some storylines weaved into it. Obviously there were the ones that helped launch Brock Lesnar's career more. Like, it kind of excelled him more. Edge, all the kind of people. So, yeah, I think those 3 are my personal opinions.
I like to see that too, but I'm a tournament guy. A lot of people don't like tournaments. I like tournaments if they're done right, booked right. But like, they can get rid of, and it depends who it is. But that King gimmick is kind of
I was about to say they need to get rid of that.
It's just it's like if you win the King of the Ring, like you're not supposed to be like an actual king.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like you're the king of the rest of the mat or whatever. You know what I mean? Not like a fucking hokey crown and shit. Like
that's pure
fucking,
Vince.
that Baron
Like,
Corbin.
Triple H will never do it. That's pure Vince. He's just so old school.
Well, he didn't even like it. He didn't even like it when he won it. He tried to break the fucking crown and he did. So it's just, yeah.
Yeah, it's true. I think
who knows if they do it right, they get the scepter and the crown, they put on a fake English accent, and we get King George versus that person at a main event pay-per-view. I'll take it. Oh shit, I love that shit.
Of course you would.
I mean, how long did Xavier Woods have that King gimmick? That got quietly shelved. He didn't even have it that long, did he?
Well, I think because he got hurt, and they're like, okay, this is an opportunity for us to get rid of this. And
then they're definitely gonna produce that as a figure and be like, exclusive variant, King Woods. Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Get your pop vinyl now. No,
it'll be worth £2 in the future.
No, but yeah, it was very great call from Triple H. Another huge dub for him. And good call for the company, especially if you're gonna have more pay-per-views in the UK, and bring back Rebellion and Insurrection. I'm cool with that. That'd be awesome. Okay, moving straight on. So as of last week, the Firefly, Mr. Firefly Funhouse himself has returned, even though Soul vehemently denied that it wasn't going to be him. It was going to be something involving Karrion Kross.
Okay, hands up. I was wrong. I'm a bigger man. I can say it. I was wrong. Okay.
Fair enough. We appreciate your honesty. But yeah, so the man with an awesome, pretty much one of the, there's some great returns this year alone. Definitely got pretty much one of the biggest pops of the year, I'd say. The setup was great. The entrance was awesome. And this new concept that's happening right now, obviously on last week's SmackDown, he came out, he broke character, he was being emotional and saying thank you to the fans and all that. But you still see the man in the mask just saying like, you think we're done here? Like, hell no, like revel in what you are and all that stuff. So I just wanted to get your thoughts on were you ever from you, Soul? Were you ever a fan of Bray Wyatt? What did you think of the whole concept and the build up to his return? Like, what did you think of it altogether? And what do you think his plans are?
For being a fan of Bray Wyatt, obviously I got into wrestling in 2019, so I never saw any cult leader Bray or anything like that.
Right.
I pretty much started watching when the Fiend pretty much debuted as well, 2019.
Okay.
I would definitely say that I was a big fan of the Fiend. I watched that Bryan match with him at the Rumble. I loved that. Even the Firefly Funhouse match with John Cena. I thought that was exceptional. That was beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
And then everything was just a bit tumbly down. The whole Randy Orton stuff where he was set on fire, and then Alexa Bliss had like a ink barrage on her face at Mania, and then
don't forget the Hell in the Cell match with Seth.
Oh fuck! Please don't remind me. When I said I see red lights and cages, I have PTSD flashback. But I remember when I first heard of Bray getting released, I was very like, why? I don't see the point in him being released. He was really great, Mark Stellar and everything. Even if that belt was fucking stupid, bean face belt, I was like $4,000. I mean, hey, you spend your money how you want to. No judgment here, but you're an idiot. But I did want to see him come back, and it wasn't the fact I didn't want to see him in AEW. I just wanted to see Bray do his thing. I want to see his creative mind at work, even if at a movie, TV show, comic, or whatever. Man's got a creative mindset, able to reinvent himself like 4 times, and each one does pay homage, but is entirely different. So when I was watching this Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and it ended, and all the past incarnations, the Husky Harris, the Rambling Rabbit, the Sister Abigail, and then the Fiend, and then Bray himself comes out, I was very intrigued. I really liked it. I thought the debut for him at Extreme Rules was perfect, perfection, key, more Italian crisp right there. Then the preview, the wee little cool thing happened on SmackDown, and I still loved it. Still loved it. And I feel like a lot of people saying that this White 6 thing is going to lead to a faction. I'm in the camp of mind thinking that it's actually maybe a personality gimmick.
I think so as well.
And I think that would be a great way. Bray would be able to create 6 individual personalities that could be different. One could heel, one could be face, one could be in between, one could be the anti-hero. And on the business side as well, 6 different figures, 6 different DLC characters for the game, other merch as well. It works. However, this is where the controversial happens. I've heard people say Bray Wyatt's return is the best return in the last couple of years. I still think CM Punk's return in 2021 was the better return.
Oh, yeah.
Just because Punk had been out the game, he hadn't been really seen anywhere wrestling, and then he comes back, sells a renown and a rumor, and then boom, he's there. That's great. Perfect. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, still love Bray. Bray's great, but he wasn't as gone as much a long time, didn't have that whole legacy around his departure. But he still came back, he's still great. Still, both men's returns were absolutely perfect. Nothing wrong with them. Whatever we're going to get for Bray, I'm excited. Just don't stick him in the title picture like last time in the Fiend so early. Let him build up a character, influence some guys in the mid card, and then eventually maybe take US and IC title and elevate that, and then let things progress naturally. Don't hot shot it.
Yeah, that's a key thing. I mean, if this was the old regime, most likely that would have been the case. There was that cast the iron while it's hot, or whatever that saying is. But the thing is that Bray Wyatt is not someone that needs a title. Even when he won it against Seth, he didn't need it. It was, why does this entity need to have a title? He doesn't care about being a champ. He's there to create fear and just corrupt the whole system and the whole roster. So, but yeah, with Triple H at the helm, and if he does get the creative freedom that he was, I'll say that I think he was stifled from when Vince was in charge. I think that it'll be a slow build up. It will take a while for him to obviously be in any title picture if he needs to be in one. Because that's the whole thing about Bray Wyatt. Everything is a slow burn with him. That's what I've come to realize. So yeah, I feel like if there shouldn't be an issue in that front. Now the people that actually say that this is this is the biggest return or biggest pop in the last couple of years.
You're a donut. You're so stupid.
Simple as. Absolutely not. No, this is no case. Top 3 hands down within the where are we now? October. So yeah, this within the last year alone. CM Punk number 1, Cody Rhodes number 2, Bray Wyatt number 3. Those are the 3 that you can't beat those right now. But yeah, CM Punk is definitely at the top. But yeah, I think whatever's gonna happen I think it's on the right brand as well. It's on SmackDown. And just to see where he goes from there. Now, what the question I think I did ask, Soul Ignacio previously, could he be the person to dethrone Roman Reigns?
No.
Would you want him to be the person to dethrone Roman Reigns?
No, I don't want Bray to dethrone Roman Reigns because Bray's a star. He doesn't need to do anything else to elevate himself. He's loved by the fans. He's able to get over. He's able to be a big merch seller. The person needs to dethrone Roman Reigns needs to be someone who could be elevated to the main event scene. And I know people are thinking Cody, but in my mind, I'm thinking Braun Breaker.
Braun Breaker. Wow, would they actually do that?
I think so. Have Braun lose the NXT title to Joe Gacy, because I feel like Joe would be a great heel for NXT to help do some craftsmanship there. Braun comes to the main event scene. I know people are going to be like, Cody's going to win the Rumble. Yeah, have Cody win the Rumble. And then each night on WrestleMania, because it's 2 nights, have Cody go for 1, and then hopefully we can get the Rock match for Roman, have that be 1. Then Braun works his way throughout the rest of the year, just doing stuff, maybe has a wee US title run, help build himself up, and then we get a big match between Roman and Braun finally defeats Roman for the titles. Because Braun needs to do it.
Well,
go ahead.
What I'll say to that is that if you want Braun to get it, and I love Braun, and he's gotten a hell of a lot better in the past year. Like I'm talking about in ring wise, promo, all around, he's gotten a vast improvement. But like I think if Braun did a couple of appearances on Raw with Ciampa and stuff like earlier this year, yeah, pointless. But I mean, it's just like he didn't get much of a reaction from the crowd. So I think like to build up Braun to have him take the titles of Roman, you're talking about another 6 months, a year.
I'll
Like
say a year.
starting whenever he appears. To get him, just to get the build for the rivalry and build up Braun on the main roster, the fan base or whatever. And people are already talking about how they want Roman's title reign to end. Now, I love his title reign, and I wouldn't mind him having the title for another 6 months or even a year or so. But I just think Braun right now, it's too early. Even a year from now, if he showed up on Raw tomorrow or next Raw or whatever, tonight or whatever, to start a build, I think it's still too early. I think it has to be Cody, because Cody's a star now, and everybody recognizes him now, and everybody knows that the work and the effort he's put in to build his character and build up the Cody Rhodes business and so forth. And I think they just need somebody who's a top star now and can be a top star now and be a face of that company now to take them into the next year, 12 months, 24 months, maybe even 3 years. And I think Cody Rhodes can do that because he's already built equity with the fans and built up his brand. And Cody's Mr. Sports entertainment, and he can wrestle, he can talk on the mic, he can do stuff with celebrities, he can do shows, all that stuff, and he looks like a legitimate real champion. So it's not that I'm disagreeing with Braun Baker eventually becoming the champion, because eventually he will. But as far as like taking the title off of Roman Reigns, it has to be somebody who's being built as a star, and Cody Rhodes is a star.
Yeah. Fair play. Yeah, if he was more established, then yeah, probably Braun will also be a good contender. But yeah, I think it's a bit too early. But and the fact if you let Roman probably have the title for another year, you're really running the risk of people getting really sick and tired of him as well. There's only so much, people are slowly starting to get sick and tired of Roman right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And to those people, fuck you. But I'm just saying, like, yeah, it's even for me, another year of Roman, I don't know. That's a bit risky, but yeah, I totally get that. Braun Breaker will definitely do big things. But I don't think he's really he hasn't taken the world by storm just yet. Maybe just in NXT, but then again, I don't really watch NXT. But yeah, I digress. But fair play, fair take.
Well, one more. Hold on. Let me add one more thing. Because this is a great opportunity for me to squeeze this in, because I didn't get to squeeze it in last time, I don't think. But fuck Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez, because I read and I heard on their Observer fuck all,
he's like the
podcast or whatever.
Internet, it must be true.
That Dave Meltzer made reference to Wyatt's weight, that he was fat and he looked too big. Fuck you, man. Look, if it's doing something to impede the way he performs or wrestles or whatever, if he's getting blown up too fast and all that stuff, then fine, I guess. Yeah, then that'll be addressed by Triple H or whoever, or Vince McMahon, like, pal, you got to lose a couple pounds or whatever. I'm pretty sure it'll be addressed, but that's he's always been a heavy guy, and that's always been kind of part of his character. He looks menacing, especially as the Fiend. He had a big bulging tattooed demented Mr. Rogers, you know what I mean? And it worked. So it's just part of his character. So fuck Dave Meltzer and Brian Alvarez and Denise Salcedo and everybody out there at the fucking Observer.
Yeah,
all right. I'm sorry, I just have to get that in.
No, that's cool. I'm trying to. I do see there's a reaction to Bray, Dave Meltzer. Like, he basically did bury Bray Wyatt, but I'm trying to find out exactly what did he say. And it's kind of tricky to find it. If you guys find it before me, then yeah, please let me know. But yeah, I'm really intrigued to see exactly what he said. But yeah, Dave Meltzer. Sometimes his takes are just ridiculous.
He looked heavier than ever. I don't know. He's heavy. Fuck you moron.
That doesn't mean nothing these days. Have you seen Keith Lee?
If Alvarez was in the UK, you'd probably be like, he's an absolute fucking unit.
I'm just like, that makes no sense. Have you seen Keith Lee? Have you seen, other big guys. There's not bigger guys that can still do moonsaults over him. So yeah, the bad take, Dave. Bad take. But anyway, what was I gonna say? Yeah. So yeah, moving on. Speaking of NXT, there's also talk about people getting shafted down or basically getting sent back to developmental because there's absolutely no plans for them. So such as I don't know if these guys are your best friends, but Veer Mahan, Commander Aziz, who used to be Apollo Crews' sidekick.
Oh fuck!
Remember him? There's some other people that's also been sent down, but I'm just like, do you feel like that is that a down? Do you feel that's a downgrade to be sent back, or is it right for them to be sent back? Do you think that was, do you see any? Do you think they got buried? Like, what's your thoughts on those two guys, mainly?
Well, I don't think they got buried. I think it's just like they need more. That dude. So it's been. Everybody knows now because now they're not ashamed to make it known, dude. That's the school. Like that's the NXT is the training ground now. Like they've already established that. Like it's no longer a third brand anymore or whatever. Like that's where they go to school now. So Veer and Commander K-Rod or whatever, that's where they need to be because they need more schooling, right? So it's not a burial or anything. I mean, Triple H reevaluated things. He says, dude, these guys need more character work or they need more training or whatever. So we're sending them back down there. And at least they're putting them NXT for what it is. It's hokey and it's not really that good, but it's on national TV and at least they'll still get a little bit of exposure and do some on-the-job training and get more schooling because that's what they need, more time at the performance center. So it's not necessarily a burial or a bad thing. They just need more training. And at least and I don't mean to get too off course here, but like a lot of people have been criticizing WWE and the signings and stuff like that they're doing the same thing AEW is doing, and how come nobody shits on WWE for it? Well, because these people that they're signing are going to get featured on TV on one way or another. Like WWE actually has a fucking plan for them. And the people that they replace are going back to NXT because they need more training, right? So it's not a burial. They're just looking out for the people that they're making an investment in, So if they don't make the grade down there in NXT, then they'll get fucking released. So it's not a burial. They just recognize that these people need more work, so they're sending them back down there.
Yeah, it does feel like this is I'm pretty sure if Vince was at the helm, he probably wouldn't think that he would just straight release them. Like if you didn't work here, I just don't want you here at all. So yeah, it is a good call. What about you, Saul? Are you gonna miss Commander Aziz and Veer coming?
Don't do it, man. I'm tearing up. Fuck. Oh my god, fucking Veer in my heart. Oh god, bastard. Oh.
So you choke out Mysterio for like the 10th week in a row. Yeah, love it.
That's
Anyway.
Dominic's job now.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, God, that guy.
Whatever. Fucking beat his father off the own brand and just like send him to another one. Jesus Christ.
I know. How can the you take out the dad, make him get sent to SmackDown? But fair enough.
You got to beat your kids, man. Jesus Christ, get the
That's what I'm saying. You got to beat. Yeah.
Right. Raw, SmackDown crowds. Come on, you can do it. Get a beat your kid chant. Beat your kid. Beat your kid. Come on.
Even Michael Cole was telling him, like, beat his ass, Ray. Beat his ass. Anyway.
Bananas, this millennial.
All right, we're going off a ton of tangent, but yeah, okay. So moving on. Ignacio.
Oh, fuck, here we go.
Yeah.
Well, there's two of them that actually involves you, but yeah. You watched a certain pay-per-view this past weekend, did you not?
I did, and like I said at the beginning of the show, I just finished cleaning up the mess I made in the bathroom, the shitstorm after 24-hour shitstorm after watching it.
It was a barn burner, wasn't it? So for those that don't know, this past weekend, AAA hosted their is it their version of WrestleMania basically?
Yeah, their version of WrestleMania. It's Triple Mania. It was Triple Mania 30, the 30th rendition, if you will.
Fair enough. Okay, cool.
And in this particular show, it was their third part of this year's Triple Mania because they did 3 separate shows. They did one in April, one in June, and they did a show in, yes, I know. And they did the final part 3 of Triple Mania 30 was this past Saturday.
So before we continue, I want to say right now there was a Triple Mania show last year that I actually paid my hard-working money to watch because FTR were on it, and I think it was just after they won the AAA tag team belts. I literally only bought it to watch them because I really like FTR. And I never soured so quick in a show and tried to get a refund as fast as I fucking could. I was screwed. I couldn't. But I mean, God damn. I mean, when I heard you were actually going to buy and watch this one against you, I mean, hey, hearts off to you. Jesus Christ, man.
Well, look, I've watched AAA throughout the years since I was like when it first started, because I remember real late at night, Friday, Saturday nights, we got it on our cable network. It used to come out real late Friday, Saturday nights, like at 9 or 10 in the evening or whatever. And I remember watching Conan,
Right.
Back then in 93 when it first came out. And I saw the first Triple Mania, and I haven't been an avid AAA fan. We used to catch it throughout the years here and there. And, in the most recent years, I haven't really caught up with it much, just stuff I read, and maybe I'll go watch a match, or hey, watch this guy, and then I'll go watch a couple of that guy's matches, and I'll be like, well, he's a fucking flip flop and fly fucker just like anybody else, whatever. And so I'll watch it every now and then, but I've never seen I've never paid to watch a Triple Mania. So I was just like, I saw who was on the card, and I was like, there's a couple of guys in particular that I wanted to see that everybody's ranting and raving about. Your boy Dave Meltzer and all this stuff. So I was like, you know what? I'll give it a shot. I don't have anything to do Saturday night. So, here we go. So should I start, Soul? Should I start Chaos? Can I start?
Go ahead. Yeah. What was the highs and what were the lows?
Well, I mean, all I'll say is, viewers, get your fucking blast shields out and riot shields out. It's going to be.
I'll say, right off the bat, I actually have somewhat of a compliment, right?
Oh my God, you compliment. What the fuck timeline are we in?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'll give him some credit for this, because Soul threw something in the chat right before we started, and I was actually gonna talk about it. So AAA is partnering up with Disney Plus and Marvel to do like a lucha wrestling concept, right? And they've been doing it here and there since the pandemic. And I'm a collector of pop vinyl figures, and I've always seen like these lucha wrestling pops of like Spider-Man and Hulk and Cap, and I'm like, what the fuck? So, and then I heard Conan talk about it on his podcast, and it was a dark match, but they had like Captain America and Thanos and Venom, right, as luchadors wrestling in a 8-man tag or something. And they didn't show it on the pay-per-view. I thought they were going to show it on their YouTube channel, but I couldn't find it there either. But apparently Disney Plus is like really loving this shit, and they're getting like a good fan response from it. So they're thinking about starting a partnership with AAA where they're going to air this shit on their streaming network. And that's kind of a big deal, because Disney Plus is kind of a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
Because they got Star Wars and all that shit on there.
Everything
Marvel.
on there.
So
God.
So where I'm giving them credit is at least they're trying to grow their audience, which is something fucking AEW still doesn't do or can't do or whatever. So I'll give them credit for that, because it's dumb and it's hokey or whatever, and I'm not really into it. I watch Marvel stuff now and then, but so I'll give them credit. That's something that probably WWE has probably tried to do, but for whatever hasn't sealed the deal on it with Disney Plus. I wouldn't imagine they haven't tried.
No, yeah. I mean, all I'm saying right now is, are we going to get someone dressed up as She-Hulk twerking in the ring? I mean, that's a rebrand.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't know. But
also, you can get people that be like, how does this connect to the MCU? Where's this in the timeline?
Is this canon?
Apparently they fucking love it. So, and they're going forward with it. But I mean, I don't know. It's just, I'm starting out with a compliment. At least they're trying to grow their audience,
Oh, I really love that new Marvel film where Thanos got fucking powerbombed into a table by Ant-Man. That was great.
Yeah. I mean, it's Yeah, so far, yeah, AEW hasn't really, unfortunately, haven't got anything as lucrative as that yet. Give them time. They're only 3 years old. Fair enough. WWE, they do certain things, but it's really like when they do things, it's really, really, really catered to the kids. Like they do like the Scooby Doo shit, and like that Netflix interactive stuff. I don't know if you remember that one when it was like
the one with the
first
New Day and
Undertaker.
the Undertaker.
Yeah. So it's like they do that kind of stuff, but it's nowhere to the level.
Quick tangent there. I got really pissed one night, and I actually watched the WWE Flintstone. Was it Flintstone one?
Oh my god!
Yeah, I watched that, and I just remember like CM Bedrock, and I was like, "Is it so pissed?" Oh my god! I swear to God, I honestly woke up and thought, "Am I having a fever dream right now?" What's that?
Someone spiked my beer.
Oh my god, that was so shit.
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, in terms of business, it's different. I mean, yeah, who doesn't love Lucha and Marvel? So yeah, I'm down for it, but just I just can't go over the bad stench that AAA leaves. I'm sorry, it's just a bit annoying. So yeah,
we'll fuck them both, Lucha and Marvel. But anyway, going into the pay-per-view. Well, before, so it's been mentioned on one point or another, either on podcast or so Kenny Omega was supposed to be on the show. Obviously, for obvious reasons, he couldn't be on it. He was supposed to be in the main event against El Hijo de Vikingo, which is what the guy that everybody's ranting and raving about. Adam Cole was supposed to be on this show. Conan was trying to book Adam Cole on it. Obviously, injuries, concussions, what have you. FTR couldn't be on the show for whatever reason, even though they're the AAA Tag Team Champions. They couldn't fucking be on the show. And at one point or another, I've read this also, that they were trying to get, before WWE, of course, they were trying to get Bray Wyatt to be on the show. Exactly. My sentiments exactly. And I know
Conan going to Bray's like, I can offer you a Tesco meal deal.
Yeah. I have an idea of what he was probably gonna do, which maybe.
I mean, to be fair, if Conan came to me and said, "Hey, so I'm gonna give you 4 tequila shots, and you have to get powerbombed by a table," I'd be lining those shots. I'd be like, "All right, where's the table? My name on it."
You'd be numb to the pain by like if you drink their tequila.
I mean, hey, I'll be like, Pat McAfee at Mania when he's just knocked out the table after taking the stunner, drinking a tequila bottle. I was like, yes.
And I'll say this before I'll get into the first match here, and I'm not going to stress too much about it, but I love Conan, man, and his psychology and everything as far as the wrestling business and booking is good. But I think because it's AAA and it's Lucha, he can't probably do some of the things he wants to do because of the audience. I think if he was booking, I think it could probably really help AEW and maybe WWE also. But I mean, but the opportunity doesn't come around, or maybe he just doesn't want to, or whatever. But so this first match, Los Hermanos Lee, which is Dragon Lee, Dralistico defeated Arez, Willie Mack, Mr. Millie Mack from Impact, Mr. East Jr., Commander, which is another guy everybody's fucking ranting and raving about, and Los Vipers, right?
Right.
The number one 4-way match, number one contenders, tag team title for AAA tag team titles. So whoever won this match is gonna challenge FTR, which is gonna be Dragon Lee and Dralistico. More flips, flops, fucking flies, cookie cutter bullshit. This Mr. Ease, which another guy that everybody fucking loves over there. He did the Jungle Boy spot where he like hops and hips on the second and first rope, right? He fucked it up, did a flip, did it again, and then did the flop outside the ring where 13 guys caught him. And that took about a minute and a half. Fucking ridiculous. It was fucking awful. This was garbage trash.
Get ready for the blooper reel, Botchamania. Here we come.
Why don't they have a AAA Botchamania? They should. And
it would take too long.
Too long. It's like, sir, I can't edit around this too much. There's so much shit.
This was cookie cutter, flip flop and fly crap that you see every week.
I mean, to be fair, Matthew, the more I hear you hating about flying and shit, like, do you actually hate flying on airplanes as well? Like, the power of flight.
Fucking hate it.
There we go. It makes sense. It makes sense.
He's scared of the planes.
It looks, dude, this is so phony. And then we got into two people that I actually like. So it was supposed to be Thunder Rosa against Tyra Valkyrie, Jim Morrison's wife.
Oh, it's her.
John Morrison's wife.
Yeah.
For the Reina de Reinas, Queen of Queens championship. That's their women's title. But so Thunder, whatever's going on with her, she couldn't make it, of course, or she couldn't be booked. So they got Camille from NWA, who I really like, who has like a mountain of potential. Mm-hmm. Because the first time I saw her was 3 years ago. She was like the muscle for Nick Aldis's group in the NWA.
Yeah.
And I really like her. Her promos have come along good. Her in-ring work has come along good. And she works like a big woman, or a big, strong woman is supposed to work.
Yeah.
But this match, it was a garbage match. It was a no DQ, no disqualification, monster wrong? Bullshit fucking garbage match.
Sorry, I need to interrupt here, Chaos. Have you actually seen the AAA, Queen thingy championship?
No, I'm gonna check it now though. What, the Rhea de Reyes?
It looks like a fucking Happy Meal toy. I swear to God. I honestly expect I swear to God, if AAA do a promotion with like McDonald's and all their titles are Happy Meal toys, you might as well just call them official replicas.
Oh my God! Hold on 1 second. I wrote it wrong. Reina de Reinas Championship. Where the fuck is it? All right, here we go. Images. Oh dear God.
Yeah.
Oh dear God, no.
They were wrestling for that.
Why? Like, you see Tara like openly, like she's holding it and shit. Just
can you split the screen for our viewers if they've not seen this?
Yes.
Magnificent prestige championship.
Oh my goodness. That is yeah, you can't be fussing that on the street, bro. That's mad. All right, here we go. Oh my goodness. Share.
The only one I do like is the one that Kenny held. I'm correct. That's the Mega Championship, AAA Mega.
All right, yeah.
And I thought that one was okay. Not oh my God, it's plastic. That's plastic.
That's pretty much that sums up pretty much all their titles, I guess, right there. It's fucking phony.
It looks like a soap dispenser.
It does. Anyway, folks, that's what they were fighting for. And 60 seconds into the match, well, that's all right. But I mean,
that was all right. But yeah, sorry, proceed. Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right. 60 seconds. 60 seconds into the match, Tyra Valkyrie got a pap smear on her forehead. She got juice. And it's just, they did a table spot where Valkyrie was gonna like RKO Camille onto a table, and they hit the table like the edge and they slid off.
Oh my God.
It was fucking embarrassing. And you know what really upset me was, I've seen these two wrestle, and if they would have just said, just go out and have your match, they would have had a great match. Because I've seen them have a match in the NWA before and watched them somewhere on YouTube, and they actually had a good match before. But they wanted to do a garbage match, and it was horrendous. Anyway, so look at this, and I read this, and I'm like, wait for it, because AEW is definitely going to capitalize on this. A triple threat trios championship match. Listen to these guys. Brian Cage partnered with Sam Adonis, who's a global mud show wrestler, sensation, whatever, and Johnny Caballero, which is John Morrison.
Oh my God. You ran out of names, so he chose the most generic name ever.
Yeah. Against Psycho Clown, who is their most over luchador, and Psycho Clown can actually work and wrestle, but he chooses to do the garbage wrestling like fucking.
I'm sorry, I need to see Chaos. Can you search up Psycho Clown and look what he looks like with his mask and everything?
Yeah.
All right.
Look this
Have
guy
you
up.
ever seen the Killer Clowns from Outer Space?
He's
The one where they
actually he's their John Moxley, in other words.
Right. Psycho Clown.
And he teamed up with Laredo Kid and the recent AEW signing Bandito.
Oh. Okay.
And then
Oh my
their
God.
opponents, the champions, Nueva Generación, El Cuatero, Sansón, and Forestero. Right? Those are the champions. Those guys are the champions, right? So you finished their cycle count. Let's take a look at them.
Fucking hell. Sorry, excuse my language.
Yeah.
That is, it's fair enough.
So it's
I mean,
different.
he looks like
looks
something
like-
with Twisted Metal. He should be in Twisted Metal video game. That's what he should be in.
So look,
he's like one of the insane clown posses to say to get a mullet.
he looks menacing and all that stuff, but the thing is he chooses to wrestle the garbage style, but he can actually work a little bit if you wanted to, but he doesn't. So
Fair enough.
anyway, so listen to the concept of this match.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
So in order for you to become the champions, you have to pin the champions, right?
Right.
Okay.
So the most logical thing would be for you to go after the champions, right? Because that's what's on the line. The titles, I venture to say that the champions had nothing to do with this match 90% of the time. They were not in the ring or visible on camera. This was a shit show like any other shit show. So Johnny Caballero pins, I don't fucking even know. I think he pinned Laredo Kid for the victory. But since Laredo Kid and Bandito and Psycho Clown were not the champions, they didn't win the championships. So they won the match, but not the championships, and this was stupid and ridiculous. And one of the most
Why would he?
one of the
Oh my
most
God, I just realized that John Morris is a why? Why is it? That doesn't make any sense.
anyway.
Oh my God.
Wait. We're not done yet. We're not done yet. Just wait for the
canceled by the internet, bro. You getting canceled by the internet.
Just wait for the main event. Hold on. Wait for the main event.
Oh.
The next match was Pagan or Pagano against Serbamedico, which is I've been watching. I know most of the veteran ones I know, like Psycho Clown and Pagano and Serbamedico, because they've been around for fucking 25, 30 years. So this was a garbage match, another garbage match on another garbage show. It was a hardcore match. Serbamedico he's the leader of a faction called the Vipers. He came out with his faction, and they beat the shit out of all four of them. Beat the shit out of Pagano for like 15, 20 minutes or whatever. And then this individual called Charlie Manson, a luchador,
How original.
called Charlie Manson, a white-faced fellow, comes out, and he's a lucha legend also, whatever, comes out to try to help Pagano. And then Conan comes out. No, wait. Vampiro comes out because the referee did a bump.
Vampiro on there.
The referee did a bump, so Vampiro came in to be the referee. And then Conan comes out to try to help Pagano win. But so Pagano ends up pinning Serbamedico, and it was a hair versus hair match, by the way. And Serbamedico got an ambulance. He got carried out in an ambulance, got his hair cut in the ambulance. Anyway.
Yeah, it's like he may have a heart attack, he may have a broken arm, but we have to commit to the match.
But we have to cut his oh man.
This is
right.
my response. As soon as he said Vampiro and everything, this is my response. Like right here. This is me. The Jose Mourinho gif, that meme. That's my response. I'm just like, I'm done. Take that shit off. But proceed.
And now we come to the semi-main event where everybody Meltzer probably gave this match like 44.5 fucking stars. And if it was in Tokyo Dome, it probably would have gotten 204. But
for flip's sake,
it was an Hijo del Vikingo. He's the AAA champion, the Mega champion, versus your boy Rey Fenix.
Hey.
And for the first 2 minutes, I'm like, fuck, these guys can work. They were wrestling. And I'm like, shit, this Vikingo guy, He's like 25 years old. I mean, he's 5 foot nothing, 100 and nothing, or whatever, just like they all are. And then they went into fucking flips and flops and twists and flies and noodle flops and catch me if you can and bullshit. And it's just another lucha bullshit concept that's leaking into the United States for the past 30 years that I wish they would have kept over there.
So what you're saying is you want to build a wall.
Yeah. For wrestling anyway. But
make wrestling
Vikingo,
great again. Sorry.
Vikingo, nothing special. He can wrestle, but he decides not to because he wants to appease the fans over there in Mexico. If he came to the United States, I don't see it being any different. Cookie cutter, flip flop and flyer, bullshit. I hate this guy just for his association with AAA and Lucha, I guess. Anyway, so now we come to the main event.
Oh,
listen to this.
The resistance.
Oh god.
Listen to this. The most. Let me explain it for. So they had a tournament throughout the year, right, with a bunch of masked wrestlers. I think it was a tournament of 8 or something. So the winners don't move on. The losers move on. And in the finals, the loser of the match loses his mask. Like forever, right? Because that's a big thing in Mexico.
Yeah.
So the concept of this, your main event pay-per-view, is you have the 2 biggest losers in the promotion. Main eventing your pay-per-view, the worst of the worst in your organization are going at it, right? And it was Pentagon, your boy Pentagon Jr., Penta, and Viano 4, who's a lucha legend who his family's real renowned in AAA in Mexico. I've seen him wrestle or whatever. They did jobs. The most prominence they got in America was he was a jobber in a jobber tag team with his brother in WCW for their B and C shows or whatever.
Oh my God, it's 57.
Yeah. So they're renowned in Mexico. They're renowned in Mexico. But so yeah, it had the worst of the worst of the promotion wrestling in the main event. The worst they have, according to their booking philosophy. And 60 seconds into the match, Viano 4 pulls off half of Penta's mask, and you can see his fucking face, at least half of it. Isn't the concept that if you lose the match, you lose your mask? But no, I'm pulling the mask off this motherfucker.
Fuck this
so
shit.
Everybody can see who he is. Anyway, and Viano 4 can't work because he's fucking 57 years old, like you told everybody right now, and he's fat and he's out of shape, and he works a garbage style because everybody who's that age, that's the only thing to it. They trash cans and chairs and whatever, and they beat the shit. They tried to beat the shit out of each other, but there's only so much that Penta can do with this guy because he's fragile like a Fabergé egg, and they both got juice, and it was trash. It was garbage. It was the most nonsensical concept I've ever heard in wrestling history. Why I paid for this, I don't know. I screwed up right away. I spent 24 hours in the bathroom. It's quote me, my famous quote, this was the biggest embarrassment in wrestling history. This whole pay-per-view, it was the worst thing I had ever seen. And I don't know, maybe Clark and Kobe can take a fucking stab at it and see what they think. I don't know. They probably would have given it 303 stars. I don't know.
Oh my God.
Kobe, my boys. Next Rumble, Triple Mania.
If they would have went another way with the main event, like told another story instead of having this bullshit tournament, I probably would have appreciated it a little more because the whole, if you look it up, maybe this whole ceremony thing they did at the end was kind of cool because so Viana 4, like I said, his family's very renowned in AAA and in Mexico and wrestling, and nobody's ever lost their mask in that family, and they had the deal where they go in the middle of the ring, right, and each member of his family, like his sons who wrestle and his brothers, like they each did like one deal of their one string of the mask, and at the end he pulls it off and then he gives it to Penta. that was kind of cool, that concept. But if they would have went it another way, I probably would have appreciated it a little bit more. But
Yeah.
it's trash and it's fucking garbage. And this whole pay-per-view was just, they loved it over there. They loved
Of course
it.
they did. That's all they know.
But I mean, this is so in the first Triple Mania drew 48,000 fans, believe it or not.
Whew.
And the main event was Conan against Cien Caras. And here, this Triple Mania drew, I think, 14,000. And it just shows you that even their product has diminished over the years because this card was bullshit. I mean, it's just trash. It's just.
No, it would have been decent, yeah, if the concepts were great and they didn't botch a lot. It's just really it's really baffling how bad.
I like to imagine Conan's like just taking 10 shots of tequila, picked up a bunch of mat types and said, "Random bullshit, go."
Dude, I just don't understand how somebody of that great of a wrestling mind has to put up with this. He should be working with a more prominent promotion. And I know, dude, Conan was the staple of AAA. He helped start it. He was their first megastar. He was their Hulk Hogan. So I understand the emotional ties he has to it. And he's even said he's told AAA to fuck off like 2-3 times and walked out on him and quit. But he should do it now. And go help AEW. Or WWE.
He's coming back to
or
his
Japan or whoever the fuck. But I mean,
I hate you, bitch, but the sex is good, so I gotta come back. God damn it.
Anyway, yeah, most nonsensical garbage I've seen in my 34 years as a wrestling fan. So there you go, folks. My review of Triple Mania.
So it looks like
you said, have Clark and Kobe take a stab at it. Maybe they might shine some light on it. I don't know. Fuck.
So that's what I'm saying. So you've actually found something that was actually worse than your quote unquote all out, because I think you said that
worse
was like
than all out, worse than December Dismember, worse than this was just the worst thing I've ever seen on pay-per-view or television ever.
Wow. Fair enough. So you're gonna have a stab at it? You're gonna watch? You might see something good in there. You never know. You're not gonna know. No.
I rather vote for Tories.
Fair enough. That does it all. That's some UK humor for you guys if you didn't know. But fair enough.
Fuck, that was a hell of an ending.
I just look forward to Botchamania. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be like 10 minutes just dedicated to Triple Mania. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
Maybe we should do a Take It to Table special, get drunk as shit and watch a Triple Mania show.
Trust me, we won't finish it. We'll be talking amongst ourselves. That'll be more interesting. I'm pretty sure. Take a shot every time there's a botch. We fucking plastered him after 5 minutes.
Be in the ambulance. I'm getting a transplant, boys. Fuck it.
All right, boys. I hate to cut my appearance short. I know it's not the end of the show yet, but I gotta cut it short. I gotta head out. But thanks for having me on. Thanks for having my review.
Anytime.
I hope Ben Allison has fun with this one. Jesus.
Oh yeah, you better use it, definitely. But yeah, thanks for joining us, Ignacio. Until next time.
Sir.
Yeah.
Take care.
Peace.
Jesus Christ. And now the show's quality is elevated, boys. We're back in.
Yay! Huge pop. No, that's Pennsylvania. I think that was a nice, that was an awesome review. Looking forward to hearing people's thoughts on that.
I can't wait for our end of year roundup.
I can't wait. It's looking to be very juicy. I'm not gonna lie. Let's just round it off. Regarding Chris Jericho, currently in AEW, is pretty much the talk of the town again. Simply of how he's been, obviously he is currently the Ring of Honor champ, or sorry, was it the Ring of Jericho?
Ring of Jericho, the OCHO, the OCHO. Oh, yes.
This guy is like, he's how many flipping nicknames? First he was the Wizard, then he's the what was
the
it?
Demogod, the Champion.
I think so far that's one of my favorites. The Gift of Jericho, all that stuff.
The Oracle of Rock and Roller, the Millennial Man.
He's just the king of nicknames. Fair play to him. The Painmaker, Lionheart, all that stuff.
All that juicy shit.
All that juicy shit. So yeah, obviously right now he's, as I said, he's the Ring of Honor champion, and he's pretty much taken aim at all former champions. Obviously he's taken out Danielson, which, by the way, I need to have a little rant on here. I don't like the way they are booking this thing with Daniel Garcia. This whole convoluted double, triple turn thing. I don't understand it. Like he just sided with Danielson and he turned his back on him. And I fear they're gonna make him go face again soon. I'm just like, why are they flip flopping this?
Chaos. I agree.
Don't say trust the process.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. I didn't like that part. I like the match.
Yes.
And I feel like with Brian, he's the kind of guy that just loves to wrestle. Doesn't matter for him if he wins or loses. He just loves to wrestle. That's fine. But the Daniel Garcia story part, I really don't like. I think that's been the worst thing so far since maybe the shark cage shit.
Oh God,
just because the crowd were like chanting him on, actually getting him over and chanting, "You are a wrestler," and then he's just been like, "Nah, psych. I'm a Paul White guy. I'm like Big Show. I'm going to turn heel and face more times than him."
Yeah,
not a fan.
It's a very big bad call there. I don't see what the end game is. I feel like somehow it's gonna be okay. No, I definitely don't want to be with Jericho anymore. I'm gonna try and turn face. But yeah, they're really running the risk of this thing just completely just blowing up in their face. But yeah, it's that they shouldn't have done that. But anyway, on that, obviously he's taken out Danielson. I think he's facing another former Ring of Honor champion. He took out obviously Bandito. Who else is he? He's facing someone else, isn't he? Next week,
he's facing Dalton Castle, the current 6-man tag with the boys. Like Dalton. Dalton's great, and if you know your Ring of Honor history, Dalton beat Cody Rhodes for the championship. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, fair enough.
Nice thing, but Dalton's great. Dalton is very good. I really enjoy the guy. I mean, him calling Jericho a silly goose and getting the crowd to chant it. Pretty good shit.
It was good. Yeah, it was decent.
But I mean, you look now about who, like, so if he's going after every Ring of Honor former world champion, who is there? Really, I mean, there's Adam Cole. I'm pretty sure Kyle O'Reilly was a former champion, or it was Roderick Strong. It's Kyle or Roderick. I'm not too sure. But yeah, then Joe Punk, if he comes back, he's not been acknowledged, so I'm really not thinking so. Nigel McGuinness, who's a free agent, but he retired himself, so probably not him. Low Key, I'm pretty sure as well.
I got the list of here, so I'm just gonna run them through. Who you think is more likely and what would be good? So yeah, Low Key was the inaugural champion. I don't think they're gonna, because he's really bad to work with. Xavier, don't know who that is. Samoa Joe, Austin Aries. Ooh.
Woo! Mr. Controlling narrative.
I don't know if they want to go down that well. Obviously, CM Punk, James Gibson, Bryan Danielson, Homicide.
Homicide, that's what you've seen. I mean, he's like, I think he's an NWA champion as well at the moment. So,
I thought he was at TNA, is he not? I don't know. Impact. Sorry. Takeshi Morishima, don't know who that is. Nigel McGuinness, but I think he's retired now. Jerry Lynn, he's backstage.
He's for AW.
Yeah, there you go. Yep. Austin Aries again. Tyler Black, definitely not happening.
Yeah.
Roderick Strong, I think he's still in storyline with NXT, so no. Eddie Edwards, Davey Richards, Kevin Steen, obviously not.
Nope.
Jay Briscoe. I don't know where he's at now.
Maybe.
Cole, Michael Elgin, don't know who that is. Jay Briscoe, obviously Jay Lethal for 427 days. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly. Yep, you're right. You only had it for a month. Then Adam Cole won it back again. Christopher Daniels, maybe. Cody, Dalton Castle, yep. Jay Lethal, Matt Taven, Roosh, PCO, Roosh again, Bandito, and then Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham would have been a good one, but we all know there's bad blood between him and Tony Khan. So, yeah.
So, I mean, the last couple there you are seem very possible. I mean, PCO's with Impact. Maybe they could do a one-off thing, have him come around. Roosh is in AEW. He's signed with them, so that's another big possibility as well. Matt Taven, he just debuted with Mike Bennett as the Kingdom, so yeah, that's a possibility right there.
Right.
I mean, do I think like a former champion should beat Jericho? don't necessarily think so. I mean,
Yeah.
if so, out of that list, the only one I could see really doing it is a face Jay Lethal.
Which is teased already. I think he shook because he shook thing his hand, didn't he?
Darby's hand. Shook
Yes.
Darby's hand.
So, I mean, I don't know if I want another Jay Lethal run. I mean, that the most logical one, simply if he could come back, would be Adam Cole. Because obviously I know they were gearing up to do the Young Bucks versus the Undisputed Era thing. Obviously, that's not happening. No chance in hell that's happening. So, turn Cole face and take the title if he's able to come back. Obviously,
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kyle and Adam were a tag team in Ring of Honor. I think it was Future Shock they were called. So that leads a cool tag team development later. I mean, also I think Adam Cole beat Kyle for a Wrestle Kingdom for the Ring of Honor Championship, and they've got history as well. Them two could just put on bangers all day, and Bobby Fish could get silent crowd reactions in Impact.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's I'm enjoying the run. I mean, I think I enjoyed this more than the Wizard gimmick in terms of Chris Jericho, I should say. It's taken a bit more seriously now. And his matches are improving. They're actually more enjoyable, in my opinion. They tell more of a story.
That Magneto match was stellar. I love that.
It was good. Yeah, it was definitely good. The only spot I didn't really like is that stalling suplex that was it was not stalling. They was holding him upside down for like whatever it was. He could barely hold him up. But other than that, yeah, very good match. And we'll just have to see what happens on that. So if not a former champion, then who do you suggest? Sorry, who else? If it's not a former champion,
let's say, because it could be interesting. It have to be a face. I feel someone that can elevate and has got history with Jericho. Be a good way to elevate it and deserves a world championship. Eddie Kingston.
Does he fit Ring of Honor though? He doesn't. It's all about Code of Honor, and obviously, I know Jericho. His thing is like that.
I mean, he never shook Eddie's hand, and that's how this whole heel run for Jericho started.
Oh wow, that is some long-term storytelling.
All right, Mr. Big Brain and Yeezy ass haircut. Who do you think?
No. Ideally, it would be Daniel Garcia, but he already got the pure championship. But again, I don't like how they booked this now. It's dumb. Who else has Ring of Honor ethics? You don't know. Like, he's a good wrestler, but the guy's bland as a chopping board. I'm sorry. It's
William Regal. Should we just get Regal out retirement?
Fuck it, why not? Yeah, why not? Nah. Who was ideally it would be Danielson. I can't think of anyone that's not a former champion. I don't think there's anyone.
Yeah, I really think it should have been Daniel. I really think they put Daniel too early.
Yeah,
like, he should have been like a final boss type, like at the end of the run. I don't know why they put him on so early. Probably for the Canada show, so they would draw more. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, one of the 2.0 guys, 2.0 guys. This turn.
Daddy Magic.
That's the one. Yeah.
Daddy Magic, come on!
You want to get a taste? You want a taste?
You get a taste of the Ring of Honor champion.
Of sports entertainers.
Yes, Daddy Magic boys.
Yeah, Daddy Magic. Let's do it, man. Why not? Definitely. Anyway, on that note, we've come to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. As always, thank you very much, Sol Ignacio. You've been very vocal, both, been very explosive as always. Love to have you guys back on here as always.
As always.
But yeah, as always, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It goes a long way. Also, be sure to follow us at Wrestling Republic for all the latest news, updates, reviews, all that stuff, and all the little snippets of the show as well. Also, follow us at official_TITTT.
And the
as
Soul
well as
Sessions. Come on, the Soul Society. Bring it to the Soul Sessions, boys. Let's do this. Come on now.
yeah, the Soul Society, blah blah blah. Anyway, yeah, no, I'm joking. What's what is you've got any updates? Any
Well, I have something planned for my 25th episode of the show. Great
Oof.
milestones. We will be having the Queen of Queens. They have faced Effie and former guest Shay Monet. Visage will be on the show as the 25th guest, and more is hopefully lined up for the future of the Soul Sessions. Do check that out. It's going to be dropping maybe this Friday. There will be some clips there. Visage is entering their retirement. They may be facing some people, may have called out an Impact star. So, hey, check it out. Check it out.
Oh, definitely. And be sure to check out the latest episode. Be sure to check out the latest episode that's on there currently. His interview with Mickey Knuckles as well. So be sure to go and check that out as well.
Mm-hmm.
Very riveting interview. Yeah, pretty much we've come to the end of the show, guys. And until next time, guys, I have been your host, Chaos. He has been Soul.
Hey.
Down there was Ignacio, but he's gone now. But anyway, it doesn't really matter. Until next time, guys. Peace.